what's that Nicki Minaj TikTok that people have been doing? I took some time off, but now I'm back. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and happy new year, you guys. I cannot believe it is already 2023. I don't know about y'all, but for me, 2023 flew by, okay? Like, where did the time go? In today's video, I'm gonna be recapping my 2022 and sharing with you my intentions for 2023, all while doing my makeup because it's been a while, okay? Not only have I not been posting a lot, but I've not been beating my face on here. So today we're gonna beat the face. I think it's very important to be intentional about the new year and your vision for the new year and the things that you would like to accomplish for the new year. So I encourage you all to write down your goals, write down what you want to accomplish, write down what you want your year to look like. Also, my everyday makeup routine has changed. So you guys will get to see that. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's go. So for me, 2022 was a great year, but it was also a tough one, which we'll get into. There were some things that I was really looking forward to, like creating content consistently and quality content at that, getting my Instagram followers as close to 10K as possible, if not 10K, getting my YouTube followers as close to 1K as possible, if not 1K, but none of those happened. Hold on, my lips are dry. So as I was saying, none of those things happened, and the main reason is because at the end of 2021, I accepted a new job opportunity, and that required me to move to a new city, a different side of the state, and it really just threw everything off. It was a curveball, let's just say that. So I moved to Grand Rapids, which if you've seen my empty apartment tour vlog, then you know that. Started a new job and I moved into a new place. And with all of that, it was just a lot of adjusting. I had to adjust to this new space. I was further away from family and moving alone, so I had to get used to that. And my content and social media kind of went on the back burner because I had to just reevaluate how I would go about creating my content. I also had to figure out, okay, what areas in this new place will I create my content? And initially, honestly, it was very overwhelming at first, especially since with this new job, the company that I'm working for, they don't really, my position, you can't really be biased or give your opinions on certain brands or products. So normally, like on YouTube, I did a lot of content that was reviewing products. Well, in this position, I can't because it's kind of like endorsing a brand. So I also had to kind of reevaluate the content that I was going to create to make sure I wasn't going against that. So at first it was just a lot. So I gave myself grace, and if you find yourself in a new season or there's just been like a life change for you, my advice is to give yourself grace, because if you don't, it's gonna make it that much more harder and stressful. So I went from posting 3 to 4 times a week to like maybe once or twice a month, okay? Which is like a huge difference. I said that I wanted to grow my followers on Instagram. They actually dropped, because if you guys know how like the algorithm work, if you're not posting, like you'll notice a drop in your followers. And it wasn't a huge drop. Like I still have 4K on Instagram. By the way, if you aren't following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. Link will be in the description box. But yeah, so definitely different than the goals that I had set out. And then also I needed to familiarize myself with the new city that I was in, and just I met a lot of cool people. My coworkers are really cool. I made a lot of new friends, and every weekend, like people, not even every weekend, almost every day it seemed like people were trying to go out and do something or try a new restaurant, which there are a lot of really good restaurants out here, and I love that about Grand Rapids. But at first it was just like a lot, because people were always trying to go out. So basically on my weekends here, I was never home. For the first 6 months, I would say, of me moving to Grand Rapids, I wasn't really home like that. Like I would go to work on the days that I worked. Then the days that I didn't work, people would be trying to go out. And then also I would go home to visit my family and my boyfriend. And then sometimes he would come up here. So when he was here, I wasn't creating content. And then me going home, obviously, I'm not prioritizing creating content because I'm prioritizing spending time with my family and spending time with my man. And then when I'm here in Grand Rapids, people want to go out, and I didn't have time to create content. And I wasn't worried about making time, because like I said, I just needed to regroup. And also I needed to embrace this new space in this new city that I'm in. So that took about, how's the brows looking? I think that's okay for now. That took about like half of 2022, okay? And like I said, I didn't rush it. So it was a lot. I really wanted to take my content and my brand and stuff to the next level, but God had other plans. And there's nothing wrong with sitting a season out if you need to. I will say it did feel good not feeling pressured, or not even pressured, just not worrying about, oh, I have to record this, or oh, I need to hurry up and take pictures because I need to post this day, or just that part of content creating. It felt good to post on my own terms in my own time. So I think in 2023, I'm gonna find a happy balance. Like I want to be consistent, but I also don't want to overly prioritize creating content for the gram and YouTube, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So that was the biggest change of 2022 for me. Moving on the other side of the state in a place, mind you, I've never visited, lived in. I don't have family here. Starting a new job, which was very exciting, but also like very hard. So that was the biggest change. And that brings me to the tough part of 2022, which was a great year, but being further away from my loved ones, like 2 hours and some change. Before I was about an hour away, which really just felt like 30 minutes, like an hour's nothing, but almost 3 hours was not the easiest. So that was the tough part of 2022. But I will say, I definitely made time for my loved ones. And whenever I would go back home, like, it was just, more of a priority to have a great time because I was so far away. So, but yeah, not like having my boyfriend here with me every day, or just being able to hop on the freeway and get to my family quickly. That was a bummer, but I still like saw them at least a couple times a month, so definitely made the best of it, which I'm grateful for. I don't feel like the distance really disrupted anything. If anything, it just made me more grateful for everyone and to spend time with everyone and to just make the most of the time we spent together. And if you see my previous vlogs, you know, like my mom and my sister and I and my grandma, like we love our girl days and just hanging and having a great time. So we were able to do that, but just not as often, but you know. But yeah, 2 hours and some change away from everyone, living by myself in this new space. That was the tough part of 2022, but you know, I just leaned on God and just trusted God, and my family was, everyone was just really great about everything. So even though it was difficult, we made the best of it. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, like, I know people in this industry who are a flight away from their family or their significant other. So even though it was difficult, I know that people have it much worse. I'm just spoiled. So I'm just used to, I'm just spoiled. But I know, like, even though it was difficult for me, like, be grateful, because some people have it even worse than this. So, but yeah, that was the only thing about 2022 that I was just like, ugh, Jesus. But Jesus kept your girl grounded. Let's move on to the things that I was able to accomplish in 2022. So one of the main things I really wanted to do in 2022 was travel. I got my passport in, when was the pandemic? 2020, I think. I got my passport right before the pandemic hit. And the reason I got my passport is because my brother, myself, and I think my sister, we were planning a whole trip to London. Like, had the hotel picked out, just had to get our passports. And then COVID happened, and there went that trip. And it's like, during COVID, obviously there was no travel. A year after COVID, it's like you're still hesitant to travel. So I haven't traveled how I wanted to in like a couple of years. So in 2020, I'm like, I really want to travel and travel well. And I'm happy to say that I did, and it was amazing. My first trip of the year was to Aruba, and Aruba was amazing. It was so pretty. I would definitely go back there. It was so much fun. And I did vlog my trip to Aruba. I did a lot of vlogging that you guys have yet to see, but you probably will see this year. And the reason you have yet to see that is because my laptop that I had was preying on my downfall. It was being so slow and would not load, and I just recorded a lot of things that I haven't necessarily posted, but you guys will see that this year, because this year we are making a comeback. This year we're making a comeback. But yes, I went to Aruba, I went to Mexico, we went to Cancun, Mexico, I went to Vegas. Where else did I go? I feel like I'm missing one. Aruba. Oh, we went on a family cruise, which the vlog for that is up, so check that out. We went on a family cruise. It was a Western Caribbean cruise. Need to dampen this. It was a Western Caribbean cruise. It was my first cruise and I was very hesitant because I like to vacation on land, but my parents cruise all the time and they love it. And we had almost all of my siblings on this trip. My brother couldn't make it, but all the rest of my siblings were on the trip. Me and my sister's significant others were on the trip, and it was just so great to vacation with my family and my man, and it was so much fun. I'll definitely do it again. So Aruba, Vegas, we also did Canada, which Canada isn't like huge, but it's still like fun. We stayed at Caesar's Palace, and that was like a nice little weekend getaway. So did a lot of traveling, and that like, it was so good because I feel like every couple of months to like few months we traveled somewhere, so that I absolutely loved. I also paid off my freaking car, y'all. Like, I didn't even know I was so close to paying it off. When you're just making payments and paying your bills on time and it's just like whatever. But then when I realized that my car was almost paid off, I think I had like 2 or 3 more months of payments left, and I was like, my car is really almost paid off. But yeah, I paid my car off in, I want to say the fall. So that was huge because that was like a big surprise. That wasn't on my goal list of 2022. So it was just one of those unexpected blessings and surprises. So that was amazing. I also got even deeper in my word. Every year I have spiritual goals, and I'm really good about reading like my devotionals and being in my word. But I know for 2022, I wanted to dig even deeper. Like I wanted to actually, I would still write and read my devotional, but in 2022, I tried the SOAP method, which I absolutely love because I feel like it just gives you a greater understanding of the scripture that you're reading and how you can apply it to your day-to-day life. And if you don't know, the SOAP method is, the S stands for scripture, so you write out your scripture. The O stands for observation, so you kind of write what you observed or noticed from the scripture, things that stood out to you. The A stands for application, so you write out how you can apply the scripture, the lesson, the message to your life. And then the P stands for prayer, so you pray. I've been doing the SOAP method in 2022 and I loved it because I feel like it's easier to understand the scripture and be aware of how you can apply that to your life to be a better Christian, to be a better person, and all that great stuff. So love the SOAP method. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend you try it. I am going to continue doing that in 2023. And I did this before, but I was very, each and every morning, me, my tea, my devotional, boom. That's how we start the day. I did it the year before as well, but this year I was more intentional about like having my worship music in the background and not like hurrying up and doing it, but actually taking time and putting God first in my day. So my mornings super peaceful and just setting the tone for the day. I felt more ready to tackle the day, more excited to tackle the day. So that's another thing that I accomplished in 2022 was getting deeper in my word. Shout out to the SOAP method. I also bought a new MacBook. That was on one of my goals for 2022, was to buy a new MacBook because you guys, the MacBook that I had, loved it at first, but then like it would be slow. I would record clips, I would vlog. Like there are so many vlogs that you guys have not seen because when it came to editing them, my MacBook would be so slow. slow. Like I would go into, because I still use iMovie right now, I would go into iMovie and it would take iMovie forever to pull up my libraries. Once they finally pulled that up, it would take forever to upload the clips. Like I'm talking a whole 24 hours. And it was so stressful. And I wanted a new MacBook before, but at this point I needed a new MacBook because I'm trying to vlog and upload stuff and I literally can't because it's taking days just for iMovie to pop up. Also, if you don't know, I'm a huge simmer. I've been playing Sims since middle school. Sims is my game. That's my, you know how guys like to play the PlayStation and 2K and stuff? That is what Sims is for me. I love my Sims, and like it got to a point where my Sims was taking forever to pop up, or like it wouldn't pop up, and I was just like, oh no. We need a new MacBook. I did get a new MacBook and I'm very excited because things are so much faster now. Everything works much faster and it's just much more smoother. iMovie pops up without a problem. I almost forgot to do my eyes, y'all. I almost went right into like bronzing and doing the whole thing. So, but yeah, I'm so happy about my new laptop. And I wanted a smaller, thinner laptop because I like to take my laptop with me. I like that when I'm on the plane, I can play my Sims, I can edit vlogs. When I'm waiting in the airport, I like to be on my laptop, and I don't like the heavier laptops, I don't. In my MacBook, I just wanted something smaller. And now I have something smaller, it's faster. Editing my videos has just been like, a breath of fresh freaking air. When I tell y'all, it used to stress me out, but I would really want to get videos up. Like if you notice, like aside from me moving, I have not been uploading any videos like that to YouTube because like my laptop was just being janky. So we got a new MacBook. I'm very happy, and it's one of the newer ones. I forget what year, but it's pretty freaking new. And I'm very happy I made that investment. And I have a lot of vlogs, all of the places that I told you I traveled. Like we did get the Vegas vlog up. That was a struggle, but we got it up. But Aruba vlog is coming. Cancun birthday vlog is coming. I also like vlogged my move to Grand Rapids, like not the apartment tour, but like my move, like my first week here. I vlogged stuff like that, and I'm like wondering if I should still put it up because it's been a year. Maybe I'll title it like a year in Grand Rapids type of thing. I don't know. I don't know if I should still upload it just because it's been a minute, but I'll see. Let me know in the comments if you think I should still put it up. Also, I don't know if I want to do a glam look or a simple look today, but okay. So, new MacBook, more vlogs coming soon. Also got back into the gym, you guys. So if you know, during the pandemic, we did the at-home workouts. And then after the pandemic, I still did at-home workouts because just like with traveling, like I just was not comfortable. I was concerned. I was just like, look, COVID is not about to get me, and to my knowledge, COVID has not gotten me, and we're not about to start. I don't know. I feel like I want to do something cute because I haven't done a tutorial in a while, so I want this to be like real cute, real bad. So yeah, I was doing at-home workouts, and then when I moved to Grand Rapids, I was still doing at-home workouts. And then when we went to Cancun, they had like fitness classes. So I did the fitness classes, and I did a kickboxing class. I did yoga on the beach and I did a kickboxing class. And the kickboxing class, like, I don't know, it really just sparked something in me. I was like, when I get back home, I'm gonna find a kickboxing class. I'm I'm getting back in the gym. Like I felt so good, and I had my Apple Watch, and I burned more calories than I did working out at home, because working out at home, like I didn't really do much cardio. Like I might have done some burpees, some mountain climbers, but I didn't really do a lot of cardio. So when I got back home from Cancun, I looked up kickboxing classes, and I ended up doing bar, you guys. Barcode. I went to the Barcode, and I did their, what was it called? Bar Brawl. So Brawl is like the closest thing to kickboxing, and that's what was offered at Barcode, and it was so much fun. So it's pretty much an hour-long class of cardio. I hate cardio, so was really pushing it to the limit, and it was a lot of fun. Also, when I first moved to Grand Rapids, I did Pilates. I did a few Pilates classes. Pilates is just expensive, and I'm also used to strength training. Pilates, it's not like, it's their own version of strength training, but it's like nothing like being in the gym, like where you can actually challenge yourself just because of like the weight and resistance that's available. So I did do Pilates when I first moved out here. I did really enjoy it. It was fun, but I'm like, is this enough for me? Because I'm used to going to the gym. I'm used to lifting weights. Like, I don't know if Pilates is gonna do it. But yeah, I did the Barcode for like, I want to say at least a month, maybe a month and a half, just because like it was the closest thing to the kickboxing stuff that I was doing in Cancun. So it was a lot of fun. But the thing with bar, I would do bar once or twice a week, and I think at first I was doing that and still doing at-home workouts, but I realized with like so much cardio for so long, I was like getting smaller and I wasn't as toned. So I'm like, we need to like get back in the gym. So I got a gym membership, and then I would do bar like on Mondays and try to go to the gym. Like I think we did like twice out of the week. Okay, how does this look? I think that's cute. Up on down here. So yeah, eventually I would do like more research and stuff, and just figuring out like my body goals and relearning what worked for me. Don't get me wrong, Barcode is fun, but I felt like realistically I don't need an hour of cardio. Like I'm already pretty small, and that was just a lot. I wanted to focus on toning and just getting stronger. So got a gym membership, made sure I had like workout splits. So certain days I would do lower body, certain days I would do upper bodies. Maybe I'll have a full body day. So that was cool. But yeah, getting back into the gym felt so freaking good. Especially, I think this year I was the most focused on my goals than previous years, because I feel like previous years, like I would go to the gym and do a little bit of everything, or I would go to the gym and I wasn't really focusing on what I was eating as well. So I was seeing results, but I could have been seeing better results if I was eating better. In 2022, like I was going to the gym and I was also like making sure I was eating healthy. I was challenging. Very excited that we got back in the gym. I've been consistent in the gym for about 5 months, and like I definitely see the difference. My abs are starting to pop, y'all. So 2023, the abs might be out. Back in the gym, I've been loving it. And y'all, I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and I'm literally in there for an hour. Like, who am I? Another thing that happened in 2022, I've really been thriving in my new workplace. I work in such a healthy environment with great people. Like, there is nobody in my workplace that I do not like. Like, everyone gets along. It's like one big happy family. Management is great, gives you the freedom to like pursue the stories that you want to pursue. And it's probably the best work environment that I've worked in. Not that I've worked in like super toxic work environments, but it's just amazing. Like, I need every workplace from here on out to be like this. But love the people that I work with. Like, oh, my coworkers are like family. Where is my bronzer? I also, 5 months into me starting my position, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a TV journalist. I'm a news anchor and reporter, so I work on television. This position that I accepted, it's a weekend anchor and reporter position. So on weekend nights I anchor, and then during the week I am a reporter. Like, I anchor Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I report Monday and Tuesday, but I also report Friday before I anchor. So 4 or 5 months into me starting, one of the main anchors for the weeknight show, so the Monday through Friday show, went on maternity leave, and they had me, my new self, fill in for her. And it was just such an amazing opportunity, because if you don't know, like, weeknight evenings, Monday through Friday evenings, that's a big show. That's usually the main show for a lot of news stations. So the fact that I was able to do that was a blessing. And it also gave me weekends off, which I love weekend anchoring. Like, I know some people will say like, oh, like, you have to work on weekends. I love weekend anchoring. And a lot of times, like, after our show, me and my coworkers will go out, so that's been fun. But having weekends off for, I think I filled in for her for about like 5 months. That really helped out with me like going back home to see my family and my boyfriend, because they have weekends off. So me and my boyfriend's schedule matched up for, like I said, I think about 5 months. And that was super helpful, because normally I have Wednesdays and Thursdays off, and he works those days. So we would have to like hang out after he was done working, and it's not as much time as like us both having the same day off. So that was a real blessing. Like, when I was interviewing for the job, I had no idea that like that would be the case, that I would be the weeknight anchor for like 5 months. So that was nobody but God. And this entire move, y'all, when I tell you God was all over it, like, it was a scary move. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm saying this was a great year and loved it. It was a scary move, because it's like, should I be doing this? This is on the other side of the state. I'm gonna be so much further away from everybody. But everything that I wanted in a workplace is at the place that I'm currently working in. And there were just like little reassurances and signs from God when I moved here that was just like, this is where I want you to be right now. Everything from the apartment that I was blessed with, just things that happened when I moved here. It was crazy. I remember after my family and my boyfriend moved me in, after that first week when they left, I was literally at Chick-fil-A getting food, and like somebody paid for my food. What else happened? It was like a lot of little small stuff like that, like just kept working in my favor like the whole time. Like, God was like, you're good, I'm here, and you're here for a reason. And it was crazy. I remember my start date, my original start date when I moved here was my great grandma's birthday, and she passed a couple of years ago. And when I told my mom that, like, we were both on the phone like silent. Like, there were so many little signs like that was like, okay. And I'm not even a believer in, like, I don't really look into signs that much, or I'm like not that person, but I'm like, okay, God, I see you, I hear you, we're here, we're gonna thrive. So yeah, thrived in my workplace. I covered the freaking race to governor for Michigan, y'all. Y'all know that was a big freaking race. I covered that and I killed it. I was so proud of myself that night. I was crying when I got home. Like, I really just did that, but did that. So that was amazing. And I'm just so grateful to God, because I'm like, Lord, prepare me for what you have in store for me. Like, bring me all the opportunities and just prepare me for my ultimate goal. And he's doing just that. So it's been a great year work-wise. Another thing that happened in 2022, I read 7 books, you guys. I was very intentional about wanting to read more and just being consistent with reading, and I love reading. So I would take at least 10 minutes every morning to read, and I finished about 7 books. This year, I'm hoping to read at least 1 book a month, so about 12. Now we're gonna talk about our goals for 2023. Can't believe it's 2023. Like, what already? We need eyeliner. I'm not gonna share all of my goals for 2023 because I'm a big believer in moving in silence and just like you'll see it when you see it. So that stuff is gonna be between me and God and a few select people. But I will share a few goals and intentions for 2023 with you guys. So I already told you that I do wanna read about 12 books this year. I want to keep the same travel energy that we had in 2022 in 2023, because 2022 travel wise, like, did that. I really want to travel to London this year. That is one of the big trips that I want to take. And like I said, before the pandemic, we were planning on going to London and we had it planned out, and then COVID came through and ruined my life. Just kidding, that was extra, but you know. So I definitely want to travel to London. This is like the tedious part. 1 second. I hate doing eyeliner. It stresses me out. Another thing that I want to do, I want a new car. And the car that I want, first of all, I had to narrow it down to 3 or 4 cars. And one of the cars was kind of expensive, and I was just like, I don't want to spend like that much money. Like, I want a nice like luxury SUV, but a compact one. I don't want a big like mom car. Like, even when I am a mom, I want like the cool mom car, not the like soccer mom minivan big SUV. I don't want that. But I was like, no, like, I'm just gonna take that off my list because, but when I tell y'all, I kept seeing this car everywhere. And I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, you never know what God has like planned for you. Which clearly this move, by the way, not planned. Had no plans of coming over here. I was like, what's over there? I don't know anybody over there. I'm not moving 2 hours away, and here I am. So with the car, at first I took it off my list. Like, when I told you was uninterested, I was just like, no. Literally was seeing it everywhere. At this point, I wasn't even committed to this car anymore. I committed to a totally different car. And I was like, that's gonna be my new ride in 2023. Like, I'm so ready. No. Kept seeing the other car. And I was just like, Lord, this is what you want for me. And so I went back to, because I did research on everything that I wanted in my next car and looked at the prices and things like that. Because I am gonna wait. Like, I don't immediately want a new car. I might wait until like the summer or fall, but I know that I want a new car because the one that I've had it for a while, and I'm grateful that it's finally paid off, but I also know like in a minute it will be time for a new car. And I like to prepare ahead, so I already know what new car that I want, and I want to get that new car this year. But yeah, long story short, the car that I'm set on now, I tried to eliminate it from my memory and not like want it, but then it just kept popping up everywhere. Then I did my research and I was like, price wise, like, there are cheaper cars, but like as far as what I want in a car, it has everything that I want without me having to pay more for add-ons in another vehicle. So at this point, it makes sense for me to get this car. And I'm not gonna say what car it is now, but it is, I do want a luxury SUV. I'll tell you guys the cars that I was looking at, like the brand of it. So I was looking at Buick, Cadillac, Lexus, and Lincoln. So out of those 4 cars, I've narrowed down the car that I want. It is on the vision board. And I was also very like humble about it, because I'm like, I don't need like any 4 of those cars. Like I'm gonna be grateful for, because they're all good cars and it'll be an upgrade regardless. I need to put something on my lips. So either way, like it'll be a blessing to have a new car in general. Do I want to do eyeliner? I don't think I want to do eyeliner. But that's what I'm looking at: Cadillac, Buick, Lincoln, or Lexus. So God willing, I will have my new car this year. But I'm really enjoying not having a car payment for now, and I'm also being very intentional about saving that extra money just for, I'm a big saver, y'all. But so I'm enjoying not having a car payment right now and just saving that extra money. But when the time is right, maybe like late next year, I do plan on getting a new car. That is on my vision board. The car that I want is on the vision board. So hopefully, but I'm excited either way, because I'm getting a new car next year or this year. So lastly, the last thing that I'll share with you guys that I'm hoping to accomplish in 2023 is kind of what we're already doing right now. And that is getting back to it, y'all. We've been out the game, coach. Tag me back in, put me in the game. I wanna get back to being consistent. I wanna get back to creating quality content, but like valuable content. I don't want to just put anything out there like just to post. I want it to be valuable. I want it to inspire somebody. Ugh, my eyelashes are so curly and annoying. It's crazy. Okay, how we look. But yeah, and I also want to execute that happy balance between creating content but not overwhelming myself and over prioritizing it. So yeah, I just want to get back to it. What's that Nicki Minaj TikTok that people have been doing? I took some time off, but now I'm back. That's me. That's me all 2023. So I will say I do plan to kind of do more travel content too, just because I have been traveling more and I love vlogging when I travel, because I feel like you're vlogging with more of a purpose. And I know it helps me when I want to travel somewhere and I want to see like, okay, what was this person's experience? So I kind of want to be like that tool that people can use and just be helpful to other people who are looking to travel. So yeah, those are a few of my goals for 2023. Like I said, there are more, but those I'm keeping between me, myself, and God. So let me give y'all the full review. So travel to London, new car, and create quality, valuable content consistently. Those are a few of my goals for 2023. Of course, the other ones I'm going to keep between myself and God. So y'all will just have to stay tuned to see if those happen or not. But that is it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this long overdue makeup tutorial. I will be getting back to it this year. So if you want to see more makeup, let me know. If you want to see more natural beats or glam beats, let me know so that I'm creating stuff that you guys actually want to watch. But I hope and I pray that this is an amazing year for you. I pray that in 2023 that you have more wins than losses. I pray for your success. I pray that it'll be a prosperous and productive year for you. I just hope you all have an amazing year. Thank you so much for watching this video. We have a lot coming on this channel because I've been vlogging a lot and they haven't been getting posted. So stay tuned. What are your goals for 2023? I shared a few of mine with you, so drop a few of yours in the comments so that we can speak it into existence before it actually happens. I'm excited for this year. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I will see you in the next one.